What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Shamba Talks on Taraji Eco Farm. If you missed our very first episode, remember to check it out. We are going to link it in the description below. So today's topic is a very interesting one. I think, like most of you, we've all tried some sort of agribusiness, at least most people, and both of us have tried agribusiness in different ways. And today we are going to be speaking about it. My name is Wamboi.
And my name is Nyabera. And it's a very interesting topic. Very interesting topic. Because farming is very attractive and easy on paper. It's very attractive and easy on paper or in theory. But in real practice, it takes time, effort, loss, and a lot of other things for you to just succeed. And today's topic, you're going to really delve into, or just share our own experiences. What do you call them? Our own is it life lessons or our own?
Yeah, our lessons through
business. Our own farming life lessons, and especially we're going to focus on failures because failures are what teaches you most than the successes. So I've personally been involved in several farming activities, which have really taught me lessons, life lessons. And I think the first one I had was I was involved in the supply chain, which I'm going to elaborate on that. I think it's a supply chain of vegetables, tomatoes and onions. And then after that, a couple of years later, I tried watermelon farming.
So why watermelon? Why wasn't it something else?
I think at that time I was naive and I was just jumping into it because it was the hot, the way people did quail out there. So you read, you see everywhere, people are doing well in this and then you jump into it. I think that's the main reason that I did all those farming projects. So as I was saying, I did the watermelon, and then after that I did now vegetables, sukuma wiki, which was spinach, sukuma wiki, managu, and saga, and then I also did fish after that. And all of them failed. You really want to hear these stories, but all of them failed terribly. Like I got nothing out of it.
Okay. So where do we start? We start with the supply chain. I think that was your very first venture, right?
Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay, tell us more about it.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember the exact year, but it could be around 2012, 2013. Yeah. There was a shortage of, I have no details of the onions because the onions I failed terribly. Yeah. Because I remember, I don't have details of those ones, that one, but let me go into the tomatoes one. Sometime in 2012 or 2013, there was a shortage of tomatoes in Nairobi, and I used to live in Nairobi. There was a young man,
young and very energetic.
Yeah, looking up for life, wanting to be a millionaire, making, I could vision all those millions in my mind. And then a friend of mine told me there was a shortage of tomatoes in Nairobi, and a crate was going for 5,600. And then I also heard that somewhere here in Kisii, it's called, I'm forgetting the name, but somewhere in Kisii, near the border of Transmara and Kisii, there were tomatoes there. And there were these buses that ply this route from Transmara through Kilgoris to Nairobi. And so I was working somewhere, so I had a bit of capital. So I spoke to a friend of mine. We are not really friends, but we had met through a mutual friend. So we had interacted a little bit, and he didn't have a job at that point. Yeah. So we agreed with him. This knows the route. So he comes, I give him the money, he travels, buys the tomatoes, crates, puts them in the bus to Nairobi. So a crate here was going for, I think, 1,800 or so. Yeah, crate was going for 1,800. Yeah, I'm forgetting the name. I remember before the end of this video. Yeah. At the border. And then you're charged by, the bus charges you 200 shillings, that's 2,000 per crate to Nairobi. So I think at the first we started with 10 crates. So that's 2,000 per crate, and then inclusive of his own fare. The fare there was very cheap those days, about 600 or so. And so the tomatoes get to Nairobi, and then I have to ask for off from job. I go early in the morning, I'm at a country bus, and then we have to put those things in a mkokoteni, and then literally help the guy pushing the mkokoteni to a Wakulima market. Wow. And we didn't know Wakulima market has its own, I don't know what to call them, but you can't just go there and sell. You can't just go there and sell. So there are middlemen who will not allow you to go there and sell.
Yeah.
So the first day I remember it rained a lot. I was in official clothes for work and I was rained on. I was mad all over from country bus up to Wakulima Market, very short distance.
Yeah.
But those days I used to live in Kibera and Eastland, so and I'd lived in Eastland in Moja before. So I'm sure some of my friends saw me pushing the Pokotane and rained on to Wakulima. Then reaching there, the first person we found there told us we can't take these tomatoes in. We don't have enough tomatoes, and we know there's a shortage.
Yeah.
And so we had to sell to him at I think we sold to him at 4,000 or something there.
Wow.
4,000, but it was we already made our own profit.
Yeah.
So immediately we sell everything. He goes away. The guy goes into a bus. I gave him fare, and capital again comes back to Kisii to do to buy more tomatoes. So we're just investing back everything that we have made.
Yeah.
So we did that the first day, and then it takes about 2 days because he has to come collect, travel overnight, and then we did that thrice. Now on the fourth time, this guy was married with 2 kids.
Yeah.
So on the fourth time, it was a weekend. I remember I traveled from Nairobi on a Friday.
Yeah.
So I expected him to be back in Nairobi on Sunday, but his calls never went through.
And
never went through. Yeah. Monday, no answer. No, Saturday, no answer. Sunday, no answer. Monday, no answer. Tuesday, no answer. Wednesday, no answer. So I went to where he used to live in Udiru. And I met the wife. They were in a deplorable state. They had not eaten. They had not even heard from him for all those days. So, and I explained to the wife, and he told me I have not even been able to speak to him. So that was it. And then on Friday, the guy shows up, and the guy never even used to drink.
Yeah.
So he went to a bar. So he went to a bar. He used to love dancing with our mamas. So he went to a bar. That Friday, I gave him the money. He didn't board the bus. Booked a ticket for I think 9 o'clock. Then went to a bar to dance with our mamas, and then they put whatever they put there. He was dragged.
Oh.
Yeah, he was dragged, and they took all the money. So I don't know what was the true story, but I'd seen the family.
Yeah.
And then I knew his condition. So I didn't further with it. So it was my first failure.
Yeah, but mainly it failed because of the employee.
Yes.
Not because of
anything. It was a nice opportunity.
Yeah.
We knew the source of tomatoes. We knew the market. When we were selling to a broker,
and
I know it was a very short-term business.
Yeah.
So we'd actually made money out of it if it was not for
the
human factor.
The human factor.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting. What do you think was the biggest lesson you learned from that?
I didn't learn anything. I don't think I learned because if you hear the
the consequent stories are even okay.
I don't think at that point I even sat down and thought about it. I think I was a young man and nothing could stop me. I think I had all this energy to try a lot of other things. And I saw I knew it was over and it was over because I expected a short business. So we lost there maybe around. It was close to 100,000 because now we kept on investing on that, but we lost everything. It was a lot of money because I was working somewhere and my salary was about 27,000.
Oh, that was a nice opportunity. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it would have done if the guy hadn't
would have actually
put his dancing skills to work.
Yes.
You'd have made some more money. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think now take us to the journey with watermelon. What prompted you and how did you go about it? Yeah.
And again now, still working in the same company. Now my salary has gone up to about 39,000 there. I'm working for an Indian, so I paid cash at the end of every month. There's an envelope given.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to make some more money. So that I was fed up with the job. Then I was reading around, you're in the office, you read around, see all these things. And watermelon was a big thing then. So I was wondering where I could do these watermelons, and I knew I get to find out that in Nyanza, in Kuria, and all that very hot areas. Yeah, and if you time perfectly, you're going to you can do watermelons very nicely. So through people again, I got a piece of land, about 10 acres, somewhere in here. Next to a river. Are you leasing the land? Are you buying the land? Leasing, not a pod land. Leasing. So it's next to the river, and then I visited there, and I could see you could actually make channels to water the watermelons, or if you time the rain perfectly, just a little rain. As the rains are going to end, you plant, and then watermelons don't need a lot of rain, but the soil was perfect. So just before you go on, so you said you're leasing the land. How much is it costing you to lease the land, and for how long? About 2,000 acre. It was just for like 2 years. About 2 years. How much? 2,000 per acre. 2,000 per acre. Yep. So that's 20,000 already paid. This was a place where the family had moved from there for almost 15-20 years. So there was land there. There was a very old house, but there was no one there for all that long. So they actually need the land.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, again saved a little bit of money. Now this is in 2013, I think. It was the end of 2013. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now I didn't know anyone around there personally. So I was introduced to someone who's a neighbor.
Yeah.
Like 3 farms next was a neighbor. I know the guy was in his 60s then.
Yeah.
With a very sweet mouth. But I was working then.
Yeah.
So I planned, spoke to him, got people to till the land, some women to till the land. So they tilled about 5 acres.
Yeah.
And then I bought seeds of watermelons, then traveled by bus up to that place overnight. And then one day in the morning, we planted the 5 acres.
Yeah.
And then
in one day?
Yeah, one day. We would, I had about 10 people planting that day.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. We had already prepared the land before.
Okay.
So it was just planting on there. So, and then, so we planted. It was raining a little, not a lot of rain at that point, raining a little bit, and we could water also. So I employed 3 women permanently. So I paid them at that point, we agreed just for watering and weeding. We were spending 3,000 a month. For me, it was a lot of money then. So I had 3 women, 3,000 a month, and then this one old man as the supervisor. That's 12,000 a month for them. Now, this one also. Now, towards, I think it was 2014. No, this thing I planted in 2014, not 2013. 2014. Because in May, no, in June or July, I went to live there permanently now. Because now I resigned from my job. I went to actually focus because now the watermelon had actually grown.
And you could see it's going to give you
some money. So, and then I think I was there for like 2-3 months. I would get malaria every month on the 21st or the 22nd. Between the 21st and the 3rd day there, I get malaria. Because it was different weather for me. And then I used to take some medicine and it clears away. Now, the watermelons were ready. I had about 3 weeks to the market. So I went to Kisumu to Kibuye market. From the buyers there, I took 1 piece of watermelon. I went, we cut and they tested, and one guy was interested. So let's go back to the farm. I see the average size you have, and then I see the quantities, then I plan myself. So I went to the market, we came back to him, we mattered with him to the farm, and then pick it to the farm, and then he saw and he told me now, this is okay, they taste very well. In about 3 weeks, I'm going to be ready to harvest. So we went back, we agreed we'll talk on the 3rd week from there for 3 weeks. And then I got malaria. Now I got a bad malaria. Got a bad malaria that I at some point I could not even eat. And I don't know what it was malaria, what it was, because I could not eat. And then everything I ate just went down. So in 1.5 weeks in 1 week I was dark and lost weight and looked really sick. So I went to Kisumu, I went to Avenue in Kisumu, tested for malaria, it was not there. Tested for typhoid, it was not there. They told me maybe I'd taken some medication, they had cleared it. So I traveled to Nairobi, come and relax for a few days before I go back. So I told the guy there was some I don't know what we were supposed to spray them so the shells could harden the watermelon. And it was raining a little bit then. Not a lot. So I lost track there.
It was raining.
Yeah, it was raining a little bit.
And you were sick,
and I was sick. So I came to I told him to make sure he sprays the watermelon twice before I come back. So I went to Nairobi, relaxed a bit, got my health back, and then traveled back. On the last week that now I was supposed to contact this guy. So we traveled back. I picked this guy from Kisumu. I sleep in Kisumu. I arrive at night, sleep in Kisumu. Then in the morning, I go to the market, pick this guy from Kibuye market. We go to the farm, and he talks to someone with a truck and tells me, I'm going to reach at the farm.
So you had not gone to the farm first?
No, I didn't go to the farm.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I know the watermelons are ready. This time I want to make my money quickly and go do something else. So we go back to the farm with this guy. Now he had told me to get him some people to help harvest, and because it were on the river, you had to carry it a little bit up to the road. Now we go with him. Now he wants to pick the watermelons. He picks the first one, turns it around to make sure there's then there are poles, they have to move. Then you pick another one, then there was same thing, and then another one, same thing, and then another one, same thing, and then another one, and then we jump that. It was 5 acres of watermelon. So we jump that acre, we go to the next one, we try the big one, same thing, try the big one, same thing. And he told me now we can't do anything. So I was left with 5 acres of watermelons.
Wow, spoiled watermelon.
Yeah, we can actually have seaworms, there.
And what was the cause of all? Is it the thing that you were supposed to spray?
Yeah, there's something you're supposed to spray as a finishing. When you plant watermelon, they explain to you, they give you different, and that is sprayed at this stage, at this stage, at this stage. So the final one now, I just can't remember now, it was meant to harden the shell and make it resistant to the worms.
Wow.
And 5 acres of watermelon was all completely.
That was a huge one.
It was a huge one because I put my heart and soul into it.
How much do you estimate you lost in that 5-acre venture?
It's a lot. I think for me it would have been about 250,000 would be easily, because of the paying for that time, harvesting.
No, including how much it would have cost if you had sold, because that's still a loss. How much did they have cost?
I don't know, because on average our watermelons were big. That area was fertile. No one had planted anything for a while. So about watermelons were about maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kgs. Multiply that by maybe two watermelons per plant, because you remove some so that they can grow, and then I don't know how many plants in an acre, and then times 5 is a lot. I think I would have
probably in the millions.
I would have easily made more than $1 million. Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So it's maybe taking you back. How did you feel on that day, and what did it teach you that you probably apply to date, if anything?
I think I'll come to it at the end of it.
Okay.
Because I think at that point I was so devastated.
Yeah.
I was so devastated because I came to investigate and find out this guy was the ladies' man of the village. So most of my fertilizer and all that, when I was out at the farm, he used to go and spray for sukuma wiki and cabbages for the neighbors and all that. Yeah, and I trusted him. Yeah. So in fact I didn't even sit down to feel sorry or to search. I don't know, to start regretting about it. Yeah. So because I saw I had still had a lease on the land, and the land was still there, and it was going to the rainy season. So immediately I moved to the next venture.
Yeah, so now you're trying to recoup from the losses.
Yes. Okay. And so in that place, between December and May, there's very little rain and it's very hot. Yeah. So there's no sukuma wiki at all, vegetables. So they have to get cabbages from either Molo or somewhere else, and they eat omenalo during that period because it's very dry. Yeah. So now I remember this was about July. So I timed around October. I put a nursery for managu, saga, spinach, and sukuma wiki. Okay. So the 5 acres that we had watermelon, I now put like 2 sukuma wiki, 1 spinach, 1 and all that. And I bought a pump ile ya kukanyaga hivi. Wow. So ilikuwa na kanyaga, and then so my plan was this. The vegetables, when I start harvesting the vegetables in around January, late December, I used the amount to do fish farming. Yes. So at the same towards December, I dug a pond 50 feet by 40. Big ones, quite a big. Then put 7,000 fingerlings of tilapia. And then started with that one. When they grew to a certain size, then I put in 3,000 fingerlings of what's called mudfish. Mudfish, okay. Yeah. Now, this worked perfectly, by the way, because at that time I would find women at 5 a.m. knocking on the house, wanting sukuma wiki. They come from very far to the market. Yeah. Before you go there, first of all, the first time when the vegetables were ready, I harvested. Had about 8 sacks. Yeah. Sukuma wiki, spinach, managu. Then piki carried to the market. I wanted to go sell myself there. Just like the tomatoes. Yeah. Okay. Now the women in the marketplace are cartels. They look nice when they're selling to you, but they're cartels. At some point, I remember they blocked me with all my sacks. Yeah. And they would tell me, there's no market here for these things, so they buy from me at very cheap prices, and then they turn the other
They
side,
turn the other side
and then they're selling very nicely. So that day actually, I made some money, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Not as much as I made. So I said the next time I'll never go to market myself.
So they should come to the farm.
Yeah, I'll let those ones who do the market do the marketing. So I used to come at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And I wake up at 6 and I go. Each leaf of skuma wiki and spinach was 1 shilling, so you literally count.
Yeah.
So I do on Tuesday, I get about 7,000 shillings. Then on Thursday, Friday, I harvest again, I get about 3,000. So the same amount, that money goes back to
the fish.
Feed fish.
Okay.
And then feed me. And I also had chicken at that point. Chicken was not my business, but
just for.
Yeah, I bought 10 chicken and they were about 60 by that point.
Yeah.
Now again, remember it's very dry. I have a farm. Everyone around me doesn't have skuma wiki except me.
Yeah.
Or vegetables except me.
Yeah.
So I have this farm boy that I brought him because I couldn't do my work. They work alone. So I had this farm boy again. He started with the eggs first. The chicken were laying eggs all over the house. So at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that place is very hot. Yeah. He has his own big jacket. And ask him, I have to say his name, ask him, Jeremiah, Uski Joto? He tells me no, smoking his own cigarette. So he has put eggs. Yeah. A lot of eggs in the jacket. Yeah. So and he's going to sell so that he can buy alcohol. Yeah. So I didn't mind very much because it was eggs. I was not focused on chicken farming. But then he organized with people at some point. And then at night they came and harvested the skuma wiki and the spinach and everything. And you know when they harvest at night they don't know what place to go. So they spoiled everything. Oh. Everything. Spoiled everything. Wow. The morning you go to the farm, there's nothing. It's nothing. Completely. So your weekly 7,000 and 3,000. Now it's a struggle to feed the fish again. But I pushed on. Yeah. I pushed on, and then at tilapia takes about 9 months to get to about half a kg, 300 grams. Yeah. So now it's a struggle to feed the fish. Yeah. But then there's hope because now you have what 7,000 tilapia fingerlings, 3,000 mudfish. Yeah. So when you get about 70%. Yeah. So now we are still looking forward to harvesting fish because you have 7,000 tilapia. Yeah. Then you have 3,000 mudfish. Fish costs 300 grams would cost about is it 500 shillings or 300 shillings? Let me just say that. So you can still recoup your investments and everything. Yeah. And remember the fish pond we dug it about 70,000, I think 70,000 to dig the fish pond, and then to stock fingerling was 7 shillings, I think, per fingerling. So you can do your math. Yeah. 7 times 10,000. You can see. Yeah, but there was still hope. Now we pushed on. So I'm struggling to feed the fish. Yeah. It's a struggle. I'm getting a loan here and there. I'm getting a friend is helping me here and there with the fish. At about the 8th month, 8 months, a few weeks, I'm really looking forward to have fish to go in at 9. Remember, we are done sampling when they're about 6 months. So where you go in with a net, different sections of the farm, you pull the fish up, you check the weight. So we had hope. And then I did that about the 6th month. Now it's the 8th month, about 2 weeks. I know in about another few weeks I'm going to harvest fish. Yeah. Now the person who used to work for me and who brought in thieves to steal the vegetables, I don't chase him away. Yeah. So I had a cousin. No, I had 2 nephews over there helping me. Yeah. So one night at about 9:30, I told them go check down there the fish pond just to make sure it's safe. Yeah. So they went. They know how they were used to sneak. Then they found 2 people with a net stealing fish. So they find 2 guys. Yeah. Stealing fish with a net. Yeah. And then one of them managed to run. They catch one. The police case. They give him a thorough whatever because he's a thief and we're all very angry. That's the last thing that we're holding on to. Yeah. And you don't want to stay there for long because of all these things. So after we harvest the fish, we move out to go do something else. So, and then I call the village elder, comes and tells me, this is your neighbor from, somebody I used to give work on the farm. Somebody I used to buy, what from? This charcoal or something, I used to buy charcoal from them. Somebody actually knew very well. Yeah. One of the drunkards in the village. Yeah. And now we take them to the police at around now 11:30 at night. We walk. It's about 2 kilometers to the police station. There are no police there. left. So now I'm also very mad and disappointed, and all this effort that I put into it, and
I can imagine
my sweat and everything. So as we're walking back home now, because now he's a neighbor, there's no one in the police station, he tells us just take my bike, and then we'll see what we're going to do. So we go take his bike. It was not any value.
It was not, not worth what you lost.
Yeah, and then now the village stands against me because I'm not from the local tribe, and all this time when I'm eating vegetables, I'm just preserving fish for sale. These guys were stealing frequently and selling to the neighbors around. And because I belong to a different tribe, they really don't care. So they are eating fish, they are enjoying themselves. I'm there just
fish.
Yes. I'm there just they're just
wow, that's a terrible one.
It was bad. So even the guys are trusted, people just look at you during the day, and these are people you speak to, you give them work on the farm,
you pay
them. Well, you brought some employment to the local area, and it's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
But then I discovered they all along they've just been eating fish, and no one don't told me about it. Wow. So once you do that, the next few days you come back, I try to see what fish is left. They are very tiny ones. I try to go sell them. The lady was telling me you give her about maybe 500 fish, you get about 3,000 shillings.
Wow.
So I got fair from it. I just came to Nairobi like that, depressed, almost suicidal. So you can imagine, it's raining. We have to move somewhere else now so that we can finish this video. It's the rain has come back.
So I think we can actually try to finish before it gets to us. What was the main lesson that you learned from all this after now sitting down, recollecting yourself, and trying to figure things out? Nowadays
I do things a little slowly. I research on a lot of things. Like now we're going to the goat project. I've done a lot of research. I belong to so many groups. I know the different breeds. I literally know the business. I know the good suppliers and the bad suppliers. Now I know the human factor is very important when you want to succeed in farming business. So I learned a lot of things that when you go into business, there's something you really love. You have to do a lot of research and be very patient with it, because there's going to be loss. That's true. This is the first time you do something, there's going to be loss. And you also don't trust people 100%. You have to get involved in the work yourself. Like now at the farm here, we do a lot by ourselves. So we know what goes on. It's very hard for you to lie to us. That's the biggest lesson I learned, that you really have to be involved in your part. You can't do telephone farming. Even if you put camera and all, you can't. Kenyans are very bright. Very bright. Then beating your fish as you eat your skuma. Yeah, and it's good to be patient. Learn about something. If you want to do, let's say, goat farming, learn about different breeds, the diseases, whatever they eat, everything, so that you can actually, when you go into it, you have all the information. That's true. I really hope that you learned a lot from today's episode. You shared his story. On the next Shamba Talks, I'll share my story to do with chicken. So if you're looking forward to doing chicken, watch out for that talk. And remember to share this with your friends. Those who are interested in farming, remember to share with them. Leave a comment down there, like and share the video. We'll see you on our next video. Bye. Bye-bye.